Imagine yourself standing on the edge of a vast canyon. On one side, where you stand, is today, with its challenges, setbacks, and uncertainties. On the other side is your vision, your purpose, a brighter future. And in between is an intermediate gap. Now imagine a bridge stretching across, inviting you to step forward. What's the bridge made of? The bridge is hope. And every step you take across, it is held up by pillars. And today I want to share with you the 4 pillars that you can use to reach the other side. You see, without these pillars, we'd be left staring at the distance, feeling defeated. But with them, we have the strength to move forward, no matter how wide the gap seems. Today, let's build that bridge together. Let's discover how each pillar of hope can carry us forward, one step at a time. The first pillar is starting with the H, and that is happiness. You see, happiness is not just a fleeting feeling, it's a mindset and choice that guides us through our daily actions. And if you think about happiness, it really is an inner joy versus an external circumstance. So happiness stems from within and can exist regardless of external factors. And happiness also creates a ripple effect. You see, happiness can uplift others, creating a ripple effect in our communities and relationships. When I am happy, I feel better, I act better, I can also lift someone else up with my smile or with my positive attitude. Sometimes people tell me, Sabine, you're always so happy. And for the longest time, I didn't understand. I don't see myself being different than others. But one thing I've learned throughout my life is that I never lost hope. And part of that hope is happiness, being happy without asking someone else for permission to be happy, without feeling I am only happy when ABC happens to me, or when the circumstances outside of myself are just the perfect way, then I'm happy. No, I'm happy because I want to be. And do I have down moments? Of course I do. Everybody has that. But that doesn't define me to move forward. And that might be for a short time, but I always look for the silver lining. I always look for something else that I can smile about. I may not laugh about it all the time and have that cheerful, big smile, but when I know I can smile about something even internally, I know I can overcome anything. For me, that is happiness. And if you feel really, really down in a situation, you may not see how you can get onto the other side. I want to give you one little trick. And that is using our body's internal pharmacy to create those happy hormones for us. You see, when we are smiling, when we are laughing, we activate our muscles right here, and that sends a signal to our brain, oh, she's happy, and that in turn creates an abundance of hormones. It creates those hormones, those happy hormones, right? The dopamines and all those can help us feeling good. So if you feel down, I invite you to do one exercise, and you only have to do it for a minute. If you cannot bring yourself to laugh, just do this. Take a pen or pencil and do this. For those who would listen to this podcast and don't see me doing this on YouTube, I just took a pen and put it into my mouth and bite on it. So that created that big smile without smiling. But it did the same thing. It started to activate the smiling muscles in my face. So that's just a little trick you can do. And if you do it for a minute, just see what happens. All right? And maybe it made you feel just a little bit better. All right, let's go to the second pillar. And that is O. That stands for optimism. See beyond today's struggles. Optimism is the ability to look beyond present challenges and to trust that things can and will improve. If you think back on a situation that you struggled in or you were unhappy, think back. It can be something a year ago, even a month ago, or 10 years ago. Are you still thinking about this? Are you still struggling? Maybe something that is a close, you may. But think back on a situation that when you were in, you felt overwhelmed, you felt you cannot get through it, but you did. You see, and you know that if you are facing a struggle today, if you're facing something that makes you feel, I don't know if I can do it, just have the optimism that things can and will get better. And optimism is also a fuel for resilience. And resilience keeps you moving even when you face obstacles, because you know it will get better, one step at a time. The realistic optimism versus blind optimism. You see, it's important to be or to have that grounded optimism that acknowledges challenges while maintaining hope. So that is very important. It's not that blindfolded, right? Oh, whatever, I'm not looking at it. No. You will look at your challenges, but you know if you put in one step before the other, this too shall pass. So stay optimistic for your future. Optimism is like a compass that is guiding us through the storms of life, keeping us on course even when the path isn't clear. The next pillar, pillar number 3, is persistence. Persistence is the commitment to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. Especially in today's time, we are so conditioned for immediate results. We want to have something like that. We wanted to make sure we get the $1 million tomorrow. We want to make sure we get whatever. You can fill in the blank. We are just so conditioned to get something fast. And oftentimes, when we face a challenge, it takes a little while to get where we want to go. And when we want to build this bridge from one side to the other, it takes time to build it. But we need persistence with it. And we also have to learn from failures, because let's be honest, in our lives, we face several failures. That doesn't mean you are a failure. It just meant that it didn't work out. So let's shift and try something different. But that also calls for persistence. You see, each setback is a stepping stone towards growth and eventually success. And don't underestimate the power of small steps. You see, consistent action builds momentum and lead to big achievements. Let's picture a rock in the river. Persistence is like that river carving through the rock. It may take time, but with persistence, even the hardest stone yields in the steady flow. And when you put in the steady flow of taking action, you will reach your goals. Now, let's get to the last of our pillars, and that is enthusiasm. And I love this word. It stands for energy that inspires. Enthusiasm brings that energy that can be contagious, inspiring those around us and lifting everyone's spirit. And I have been often told that enthusiasm that I oftentimes display is what made people follow me or just be inspired to move forward. And this is something that I've learned, or maybe I had that all the time. Maybe that was something instilled within me from childhood. I don't know, but I always had that enthusiastic feeling about me and my surroundings. I always look for the silver lining. I always look for the good things. And I looked up that word, and it came from the Greek root entheos, meaning the God within, the higher power within. And I thought that was very interesting, because oftentimes when we use the word inspiration, means in spirit, the higher power within, the creator within. And that is a very, very strong hold for myself. And now I understand it more as I started teaching personal growth and mindset so much, but it always has been a big part of my life. And when you have that spark that ignites action, then you know that dreams will come true, because the spark moves thoughts and dreams into action. It really keeps that fire alive that you had. And if you lost that fire, I encourage you to think about hope, to think about enthusiasm. And when you do this, that can help rekindle daily actions, especially during challenging times. The fire that doesn't burn out. Enthusiasm is like that flame, that fire that sometimes needs regular kindling, and without it, our passion and motivation can wane. I want to leave you with a story that helped me rekindle that fire that I used to have within me when I was just a young adult. You see, when I was starting out my life, I had to find a job with benefits and a good salary. You see, I listened to the well-meant advice of my dad. who said, find a job with benefits and a good salary so you can pay your bills and have something left over for your hobbies. By that he meant my acting and my singing that I loved so much. But you see, that fire that I had when I was a teenager and young adult, always performing and acting, that was suppressed by that job that I had. And I knew deep within that was not me. But one time when I walked home from the subway, I met my former drama and music teacher, Mr. Herbst. And after a short chit-chat, he asked me if I was still active with my acting and singing group. And my answer was no. And then he said one thing that changed my life, that rekindled that fire that I had within. He said, "What a shame, Sabine. You are so talented. That's your gift." Whoa! I thought he was right. And that's exactly when I went home and called an acting school and scheduled my audition. And I got in and I changed careers. You see, he rekindled that flame that was almost out. And I invite you today, if you feel that there is something deep within you, maybe a passion, a purpose that you feel is almost distinguished, think again. It's still there. It just needs a little rekindling. And enthusiasm can do this. Hope can do this. Hope is the wind that propels a sailboat. And enthusiasm is the driving force that keeps us moving forward in our endeavors. I encourage you to think of hope as a bridge that connects where you are now to where you want to be. With happiness, optimism, persistence, and enthusiasm as the supporting pillars, you can cross even the most challenging waters and reach a brighter future. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you find yourself in times of challenges, always know on the other side is the solution. On the other side is a brighter future. On the other side, you can actually grab your dreams and visions and make it a reality. But remember, there is hope to get there. And when you keep those 4 things in mind, you will reach it faster and with ease. And another thing I wanted to point out, you are not alone. We all have been through tough times in our lives and had to overcome adversities and challenges. And I found 12 inspiring, empowering women who share their story in my book, Become Empowered: Echoes of Grace and Strength. And these are real life stories of women's transformation and triumph. It's a 99-cent Kindle download. So hop over, read those stories, and share your thoughts with us. Thank you, my friend, for listening. And as always, if you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, leave a review. All of these actions will help this channel to grow and give more people the opportunity to see these stories, listen to these stories, and watch those episodes. Thank you so much. And always remember, serve from the heart, follow your passion, and live the life you imagine.